Hello everybody, welcome to this Mr. J's Geek Corner. Let's talk about anything and everything that is geek, will be TV, comics, movies, or video game. And before I get started, I just want to let you know that the very next episode is the one you've all been waiting for. The 100th episode of Mr. J's Geek Corner. And as I've said before, we've been working really hard on this, particularly my beautiful, lovely, smart, and talented wife Ellen. And I mean that. She is beautiful, smart, and very, very, very talented. I mean, she has been working, and as I said, she's been working very hard on this. I mean, she filmed for me. She has been edited for days, getting everything just right. And I mean getting it just right, because I just seen the final cut the other day and it looks great. It really looks great. I can't wait to get it uploaded and get it published. And I mean, by now it's probably already uploaded. And tune in next week, definitely. I can't wait for y'all to see it. I can't wait for you to see all of her particularly her hard work and our hard work as a whole. But particularly her hard work, because she did a lot of the work on this. She really went the extra mile to make this show great, and I really appreciate her for doing that. And I can't wait for y'all to see what we've done. I cannot wait for y'all to see see the finished product that I hosted, and and I will definitely say she made the majority of, because she did the filming, she did the editing. She really went the extra mile to make this look great, and I appreciate her. And honey, you watching this, I love you so much. Thank you for so much. And I can't wait for y'all to see the finished product. I cannot wait for y'all to see it. And it's going to be great. It's really going to be big. I mean, really big. So definitely stay tuned next week for episode 100 of Mr. J's Geek Corner. This week, and speaking of Ellen, this week's topic is, as I said on last week's show, this week's topic is actually another one of her ideas. We were sitting there brainstorming, and she gave me, and she told me that why don't I do a show about 5 kaiju that need to have a reboot done. She also says, why not for episode 99? Why don't you do a show about why is there such a what is the hold up on making a Cthulhu movie? And y'all out there know the whole mythos of H.P. Lovecraft, and see, she's a big fan of H.P. Lovecraft, particularly the Cthulhu mythos, particularly Cthulhu in itself. And I'm gonna say Cthulhu is a pretty cool character if y'all have ever seen him before. For those of y'all who have seen him before, y'all know just how cool he looks. And for those of y'all out there that don't know what Cthulhu is, go Google it, please. It is awesome, and definitely movie worthy. And we've sat around and discussed things like why don't they make like a Godzilla why don't they pair off Godzilla against Cthulhu? It would be a blockbuster movie if they did. It really would. It'd be epic. It'd be epic in terms of a monster movie. But over the years, it just ain't been made a movie made. I mean, ain't really been made a movie. I mean, but there has been one over the years. There's only been one attempt at making a movie, and that was a 47-minute short film based on the short story Call of Cthulhu. It is literally a word-for-word adaptation of the Call of Cthulhu short story. It was one that was made and one that was released by the H.P. Lovecraft Historical Society. And it's a 47-minute silent film based on that story. And they said for years it's like a totally unfilmable. I don't believe in something that's unfilmable. I believe in anything can be filmable if you find the right director that can respect the material and not screw everything up. I mean, I've heard the story. This would be a great movie if it was ever made like a big Hollywood type of movie. This would be great. And if they ever had any stories that had just Cthulhu in it, just wreaking havoc, that would be great too. I mean, it would just be incredible if they've made a Cthulhu movie. And we've sat there and thought about countless times that Godzilla, what would be the perfect opponent if they ever want to turn him into a giant kaiju movie. The only one you could really pair him off against is Godzilla. He is the only match for Cthulhu. I mean, Cthulhu is supposed to be pure darkness. It's supposed to be the priest of the old ones. I mean, he's supposed to be the one. They let him out, and he's supposed to let them out. But there has never been really any other type of media that has expanded upon that. It's just been Cthulhu. They need to really go into the Cthulhu mythos. I mean, they really need to delve deep into it. They need to do a movie about it. They need to do it right, too. What is the hold up? This story has been around for decades. Decades. And nobody has dared try to make a movie except for this little silent film that was made a handful of years ago. They really need to do something, and it ain't a silent. I know it's a 20s era movie, but why don't they do something in more modern day that they could really? I mean, it don't have to be set in the modern day. They could set it in the 20s. They want to do a Call of Cthulhu movie. They could really do something good with it. I mean, it would be great. I'd watch it if it was done right. And I know Helen would watch it. Like I said, she's a big fan of it. And she got me into it. Just like I got her into Godzilla, she got me into Cthulhu. But, again, they really, really should just... And they really should try to make this movie and make it right. I mean, as I said, the ways they could make it is like... I said they could either do an adaptation of that, they could do an adaptation of one of the other Cthulhu stories, or they could just do, as I said, they could just take it and just make it into like a giant kaiju movie. I mean, they really could make something of this. Also, again, I would love for them to maybe with Legendary come up with a Godzilla vs. Cthulhu movie. If they want to make a part 1, part 2 situation out of it, have at thee. They need to do that. It would be great if they get the right movie makers to do this. I mean, I just want to know what the hold up is. I mean, they have a potential blockbuster on their hands, and yet nobody's touched it. You have all these other movies that's being made out of books like The Hunger Games or Maze Runner, which to me sounds too much like they both sound too much like The Running Man from Schwarzenegger's days. I say you got that, you got Twilight, Harry Potter, all this other stuff. Why not try to bring the Call of Cthulhu to the next generation like that? I mean, they have all this other stuff that's is directed directly at kids. This stuff is directed to not only kids, but teenagers. Why in the world don't they try to do and they have all these other books that they're making into boring movies? Why don't they take an actual good story and turn it into, like from Lovecraft, and turn it into a movie? Why don't they do that? It just aggravates me to no end that you have these good stories there, and you have such a great character and Cthulhu and the old ones there that nobody even wants to take it and expand upon it in a movie format. People will watch it. There is a market there. What is the flipping hold up? They're too busy churning out crap like Hunger Games and Twilight and to even do this. I mean, you see how many folks have flocked to see like Lord of the Rings. Why wouldn't they possibly think somebody would flock to the theaters to see a movie about a giant creature like Cthulhu? And think about it, Cthulhu's supposed to be a deity on top of that. There'll be an ancient deity on top of that. Why wouldn't you flock to a movie to possibly see a force for good try to take him down, or a movie just about him. Why wouldn't you do that? Why wouldn't anybody want to see a movie like that instead of see a bunch of I'm gonna just say a bunch of kids killing each other essentially in a post-apocalyptic future? If there's supposedly an audience to see that tripe, why wouldn't there be an audience to see something like Call of Cthulhu or something like that? Why? I mean, it can have to. I can almost see a movie like Call of Cthulhu having a feel about like Johnny Depp's movie, having the same kind of feel as Johnny Depp's movie, Sleepy Hollow. It's like the Tim Burton interpretation of Sleepy Hollow, the Headless Horseman movie. I could see that feel in a movie like Call of Cthulhu, that darker feel of dark and tension and everything there. I could see that. I could honestly see that in a movie like Call of Cthulhu or anything that's got to do with Cthulhu. I could see it in a Cthulhu movie, that kind of feel. What's the hold up? Nobody won't touch it. Why? I don't know. What is the hold up? I mean, there's got to be something. You can make a better movie other than a silent movie. I mean, there's fun. I mean, it seemed to have got good reviews for being accurate, but why in the world won't you want to make a big Hollywood thing out of it? I mean, you would need a director that could, like I said, that would be true to the material, yes. Or else it would be a piece of crap, probably. But you never know until you try. You really don't. And me and Ellen, like a whole slew of Lovecraft fans out there, would love to see a movie made, a big budget movie made of this. And I'm just asking, what's the hold up? They need to get a move on here. They need to quit making their funneling money into book movies like Fault in Our Stars and stuff like that, and go back to stuff like and quit making screwy remakes of like Alice in Wonderland and mess like that, and make stuff out of this. This is some good stuff that I would love to see put in a visual medium. And a lot of other ones. Definitely Ellen included, because she's like I said, she's a big fan. I would love to see this made into something big budget. I would love to see this become the next big book franchise, book-based movie franchise. But I also would love to see it done right, as well as a lot of others. And again, what's the hold up, Hollywood? What is the hold up? What is the hold up? There is a demand here. Get a move on. Get to work, y'all. Dump your John Green stuff aside and get to work. Get to work on Lovecraft. Get to work on it, y'all. Because like I said, there's a demand there. Get a move on. I know I keep repeating myself. Get a move on. There is a demand there. People want to see it. I mean, I'm going to say it, there's more complaints about books like, hey, if they could do a movie, I'm going to say, if they could do a movie on a piece of crap like 50 Shades of Grey, why wouldn't they do a movie about Call of Cthulhu, based on Call of Cthulhu? I'm gonna just say that's something you can see with your family way more than 50 Shades, and you won't be embarrassed either. Most of the tribe with the exception of Lord of the Rings, because I love Lord of the Rings, most of the other mess I've mentioned that's book based like that, there has been more complaints about how lame that is than there's ever been about H.P. Lovecraft work. There's been more embarrassment expressed about them movies. There's been more complaints and overratedness about. I said there's been more people that have complained about stuff based on those books than I've ever heard about H.P. Lovecraft's works. They need to. I said there is a wanting there to see Lovecraft's movies brought to life. Lovecraft's works brought to life on a movie. One being Cthulhu. And as I said, they need to quit focusing on this other junk. I mean, with the exception, like I said, except for The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings books, I'm gonna say it, there is so much. I said they need, and now they're trying to do reboots of. It sounds like they're trying to do reboots of Twilight and trying to do Harry Potter sequels. Seriously, they're still continuing with this. I mean, that's like they're still trying to trying to squeeze the extra little bit of juice out of those turnips. I mean, there are so many people out there that just despise Twilight, and I'm one of them. I can't stand Twilight, and yet they're trying to start that all over again. It was terrible the first time. It's terrible. Gonna be terrible the second time. They need to just quit milking that mess dry and focus on some other literary. And they need to quit messing around with Alice in Wonderland and mess like that, and quit trying to see what other warped way they can tell the story, and just move on to something, and move on to, as I said, to finally making the Cthulhu movie that everybody wants to see. And I mean one that everybody wants to see that is true to the material. And they need to get a move on and quit focusing on the John Green, Fault in Our Stars, Hunger Gamesy, Divergent kind of crap, and move on to that kind of literary works. And I'm gonna say this thing: there's other things that are literary, there are other books out there. There's one certain one in particular that they're messing up every single day in a movie and warping it in every way that critics don't like and a lot of other folks don't like. I'm not going to mention it. Y'all might get the hint. But again, they need to quit messing up, quit producing crap books, and quit taking crappy books or twisting and warping other masterpieces into weird movies, and actually stick to doing something that's true to form. I mean, like I said, they need to quit focusing on so much on just miring down in that stuff, and move on to doing Lovecraft and doing this movie and doing a Cthulhu movie that would do Lovecraft proud. They really need to. And as I said before, they just need to quit focusing on this Fault in Our Starsy kind of mess and this Twilighty, Hunger Gamesy, Divergent kind of mess, and focus on this. Because I can guarantee you, there's probably some teenagers out there. There's definitely a teen audience out there that would like this too. And they're saying, why ain't this a movie? And that's what I'm asking. Along with a lot of other fans. Why is this not a movie yet? Because it needs to be a movie. But what do y'all think? Am I out of line? Do y'all? Would y'all want to see a movie, or do y'all agree with me? Y'all out of line? Do y'all want to see a Call of Cthulhu movie done right, or did you want to see Cthulhu fight Godzilla? Let me know. As always, drop your comments in the comment box. Love to hear what y'all have to say on this topic. I'd love to see who you think would win in a fight, Godzilla or Cthulhu. Drop your opinions in the comment box. I would love to hear what y'all have to say about that too. And I guess that's all for this week's edition of Mr. J's Geek Corner. And definitely tune in next week, because next week is the big 100th episode. So definitely tune in for that. And like I said, as always, like, subscribe, share with all your friends, tell them to tune in for the 100th episode, because it's going to be something grand and great, definitely. And y'all have any topics y'all want to hear me talk about on the show, drop your comments in the comment box. I'm always looking for fresh new topics and things to discuss and talk about on this show. Again, this wonderful idea was given to me by my lovely and talented wife Ellen, who is chock full of great ideas so she's provided so many ideas for this show. This show would be spinning in the mud if not for her. So definitely thank you, honey. I love you. And as I said, if y'all have any ideas, as I said, I'm open to ideas from anybody, definitely. So drop your ideas in the comment box. I would love to hear from you. I would love to hear your ideas. And I'll see y'all next time.